Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. So I thought I'd jump on and obviously let everyone aware that the A1200, which is coming out next year, I think it's June next year, is now available for pre-order, and specifically now available for pre-order on the RetroGames.biz website. Now it's not available for all regions at present, so if you can't find it on here or it's not available, there are other places you can pre-order it from, like Amazon. I've seen it already on Amazon earlier this week. I'm not really keen on using Amazon for pre-order stuff, to be honest, but obviously if they've stock, it's usually okay. But there's plenty of other sites depending on where you're sort of residing in the world. But it's now available for a lot of countries, UK, US, and a few other sort of European countries as well. There isn't the full information isn't quite available yet, but there's a lot of info there. The full sort of gaming list hasn't even been announced yet, so it comes complete with 25 games, and it's obviously compatible, emulating A1200, AGA, A500, etc. And you can pre-order it now on the actual website that RetroGames is put up in they're doing it in conjunction with Plyon, I believe, who are their distribution partner. And they're very trustworthy. They've been responsible for a lot of other things besides Amiga or besides retro game stuff. So they're really reliable, and it's launching in June 2026. Soon as stock is available, it will ship. And Workbench is included. I know I've seen that question quite a lot of times. That Workbench will be included, which is pretty cool for those that are obviously interested in that. Never had an Amiga back in the day. Played one plenty of times back in the day, but never had one. Couldn't afford one. I was probably the poorer C64 cousin. Which obviously I love, but I always sort of looked on at the Amiga with a little bit of jealousy, to be honest. Now we've got 25 classic games included, but we don't know the full lineup. We know Defender of the Crown 1 and 2, Settlers 2 and Turricane, Trilogy, Beneath a Steel Sky, Lure of the Tempest and Rough and Tumble are included, which is a really decent lineup so far. Not entirely sure what the full games are. If they even know it, maybe they don't know and they've not finalised some of the licensing yet, or they'll probably end up drip feeding the games as we get closer to the actual launch, or maybe they'll do it soon enough. I don't know. If you remember back to the A500 Mini, they drip fed the sort of launch games sort of every single week until we got closer to the actual launch time. That was across, I guess it was from like October all the way up to December, and then obviously the A500 Mini released. But so far, I think it's a really good lineup of games. Hopefully we will see some more of those classics like Sensible Soccer and Lemmings and many, many others that we all sort of look back fondly on, that was obviously ideal on your Amiga. Yeah, it does come complete with WDH load, or you can play games via side loading with the USB stick. And I'm pretty sure it does seem, to me at least, it's going to be pretty much like a larger Mini but with usable keyboard. That's kind of what it feels like. I know that's not really what everyone wants, but it's not got you can't really use like a hard disk. It's not got a workable hard disk side on the side there, but it is what it is. So we've got mouse and gamepad included, so there's no joystick. I guess a lot of people would love a joystick as well, but going by the history of the joysticks that's been included with these minis, they are usually horrible. The gamepad is pretty decent. It works fine with the Spectrum, the C64, the original A500 Mini. I'm absolutely fine with it. So if you want a joystick, you're probably going to have to look elsewhere. I'm not really sure there's that many decent ones out there anymore anyway. So what's in the box? As it says there, you've got the A1200 home computer, the mouse, 2-button USB mouse, which are usually pretty awful, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. You've got your power supply cable, AC adapter not included. So as usually, they just have a cable, you have to power it up yourself. And you've got an HDMI cable, at least that's included, and you've got a quick start manual. So let's have a look at the actual details on the site. So they've got some interesting box art already sort of there. And there's maybe some games there that might sort of spring out at you that perhaps they've not yet announced yet. Like this one here, for example, kind of looks familiar, and yeah, you've got this here. So what that could actually be, not entirely sure. Maybe some kind of superhero game. I'm not familiar with all of the games that were on Amiga, obviously. There's a little bit more info here. There's nothing really amazing. It's basically the same information that we've already read, but in a slightly different sort of layout. Yeah, you can. It's got 4 USB ports, so you can add other things as you sort of please. It's got 4 save slots per game, so I'm pretty sure it's practically the same sort of ideas as you're going to see with the minis. But I guess we've got the full size working keyboard. You've got the workbench added as well, and it's going to emulate, as it says, your perfect emulation. We will see about that. A1200, A600 and A500. Hopefully it will iron out a lot of the issues that we did see with the A500 Mini. Anyway guys, that's it. It's now available for pre-order on the official website, and there are other places you can pre-order it as well. So check that out. I'll leave some links in the description. And again, thanks very much for watching. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.